Welcome back to the SidePlate Tekla Component instructional video series. In this video we will be covering multiple grid matching and enabling the connections class that you have configured in the configuration screen. So let's get started. This video will briefly go over grid matching. We'll mostly be highlighting the differences between single building grid matching and multiple building grid matching. If you are new to grid matching and you've never done it before, please check out the more in-depth video here or click the description in the link below. So once you have configured your project and clicked apply, your grid matching and individual connection tabs will become enabled. So let's go ahead and click on grid matching. As you can tell, all of our buttons are disabled. This is the first difference between single building and grid matching. The second difference is we have a drop down that you can use. When we drop this down, we will get all the buildings in our SidePlate project. This project happens to have 3 buildings. So let's go ahead and click main. This enables our very first button, which is our load grid intersections button. This will load grid intersections for all the buildings, and it will import only the XML intersections for the selected building up here. So we'll want to zoom into our intersections here. We'll go ahead and align them. We'll check that alignment. We'll save. We will validate our model. This model doesn't have any validation errors, so we're good to go. And then we will click Apply SidePlate Connections. If you noticed, it started down here at connection 38 or 39, and that's because a different building started at 0 or 1. So that's another difference. As you do the buildings, you'll notice that the connection IDs will have different start numbers than just CD-ROM. I will bring you guys back once all the connections are inserted. Alright, welcome back. So, as we can tell, all of our SidePlate components have been created, but you might notice that all the parts came in with class 0 when we clearly configured it to be class 1. This happens due to a Tekla limitation in how we implement our plugins using XML files. So at this current time, when you configure your connections classes, you'll have to then go and select all the connections you want to update. You'll bring them through UI. You will then uncheck all the boxes and click modify. So when we modify connections, we then are able to execute the code that would allow the connections to have a different class. So as we can tell here, all 3 now are class 1. Right? So let's say if you want to grid match another building, you'll bring back up the SidePlate application. Make sure you're on the grid matching tab. Switch from main to, let's go east building. So now we only have our 1 button enabled. We'll load grid intersections. We'll do this whole process over again. Alright, here's our intersections. We will want to align them. Check that alignment. We will save. We will now validate this building in the model. It has no validation errors. Then we will apply the SidePlate connections. Alright, and as we can see, we brought in all 36 of those. And then, just like the other building, if they were of a different class that you configured, you'd have to select them and modify them. Well, thank you for tuning in, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.